Hey channel members, hope you're doing well. Shout out to Kirsty who's working on this and everyone else who's expressed an interest in this. This is just a quick talk through of Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar. I really enjoyed playing this one. It's really nice. It was played on drums by Myron Grombacher and it's really fun. Big features are a big solid rock feel throughout. It's got some nice ride bell as a way of like really sort of taking your audience on a bit of a journey. And on the verses, it's on the hi-hat, which has a slight feeling of dropping down, I would say. But then on the intro and the choruses, and like the second half of the guitar solo, he's playing up on the ride bell, which is a really great sound. My way of hitting a ride cymbal bell is, for a rock tune like this, anyway, is using the shoulder of the stick or the shaft of the stick across the bell of the cymbal in this fashion. When people start off, they often use like beginners, or use the tip of the stick on like the bell like this. And it can just sound a bit weedy. So especially on a big rock tune like this, I'd really recommend using, again, the shaft of the stick, like really getting the fat part right across the bell of the cymbal. I tend to go on this side, like the drum kit side of the cymbal stand. You do see some drummers playing it over here. The reason I don't play it over there is because I think then you've got to get up and over your cymbal stand. It kind of depends how big the middle bit of your cymbal stand is, but you've got to get up and over it, which is, and it's just further to travel, isn't it, when you're moving back across the kit. So with that said, it begins like this. 1, 2, 3. Should have said I'm vaguely following a chart here. I'll link to that below. It's from Online Drummer. That was really good. On the fills, I didn't follow it to the letter. I always think, like, in any case, it's written as if the kit had a couple of floor toms. I never think the exact tom that you're hitting is the big thing. But when you're trying to play a cover like this, trying to recreate it, I think the rhythms are nice. It's nice to recreate the rhythms of the drum fills. The exact tom, remember, it was probably made by somebody just sitting with their headphones on anyway, just like transcribing it out. So don't lose sleep over the exact tom-toms, but I'm generally following it somewhat closely. So that's it. Big flam at the start. Hopefully you're up on your flams. That's on beat 4. So you count in 1, 2, 3, 4. Classic flam technique. One stick right next to the drum head. That's your grace note, your quiet note. One stick up in the air, ready to play loud. The one that plays loud is the one that's on the beat 4 in this case. 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, nice big rocker, like I say, on the ride cymbal bell, drum fill at the end of that section. If you're following this chart, bar 8. So you're playing groove 1 and 2, 3 and 40. And in this rock tune, I would be mostly playing single stroke roll on the drum fills, like when it's 16ths around the kit. I always feel like a single stroke roll gives you a big, solid, flowing and strong sound for rock. So that's your intro. Here's the verse. The thing with this is, it's interesting that they've written it out, and you see this quite often actually on drum charts. They've written it out as if the hi-hat was a bit broken up. I don't think it is. I've had a look at a few live versions of the band playing this from back in the day. I don't think it is. I think what happens is the drummer's playing eighth notes, like regular eighth notes on the hi-hat, and just some of the strokes, because he's human and because he's putting some feel and some nice musical flair into it, some of the notes on the hi-hat are louder than others. So they've written it as if it goes... I don't think it does go like that on the hi-hat. I think it's more like... and what the notation there just gives you an idea of how the inflections go, but I really wouldn't lose too much sleep over that either. A nice driving hi-hat is the sound here. Certainly on the live versions, again, that's what the drummer's playing, a nice driving hi-hat. The kick drum part is quite fun. One of the commenters on YouTube for this song said, I've got to wrap my head around the kick drum part. I wouldn't say there massively is a kick drum part. This theme of 1, 2 and 3, and 1, 2 and 3 comes around a lot, so I would stick with that if you want to keep it simple. Sometimes, like in the intro and other sections as well, sometimes on the fourth bar it goes to 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So yeah, if you're in a position to get all those things lined up, great. If not, I think with either stick to 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, or just like, even if you play honestly 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's still going to work, isn't it? I talk about this a lot, but I'm going to go into it again here. Like, there's bottom-up learning and there's top-down learning. Top-down is that thing I wouldn't always recommend, quite honestly, where people get the chart and they just try to learn everything on the chart immediately, like as in from the top down. You're just trying to learn the finished product. Much better to just... And if you can do that quickly, fine. If you can quickly assimilate a chart, great. But if you're not in a position to do that, just that thing of bottom-up learning of, like, imagine your gig was tonight and you just had to get through it. Like, even if you're playing a basic kick and snare at first, that's fine. Obviously, if you can follow the full thing, even better. But just something that gets it going at first is completely fine. A couple of nice features. One is the offbeat hits in the fourth bar of the verse. Made a video about that yesterday, so you can refer to that. I'll link to that here. And at the end, just before the chorus, where you've got 4 and floor, tom and snare together, really cool. You've then got the chorus. This is the first chorus, bottom of that first page. So it's a really nice little moment, really nice little fill. We've got again, I can't repeat enough. I'm not concerning myself with the exact tom-toms here. Just that general flow of high to low. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rhythm is 1 E and a 2 E and 3 a 4 E and a. And it's a little, like a little ghosted note on like the of beat 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4. Really nice, isn't it? And key moment, I think, is again single strokes all the way. On beat 3, got that dotted quaver leading into a semi-quaver. So 3 E and right, left. So 1, 3, 4. So just a quick reminder about straight sticking. If this is not something we've talked about, if we've had sessions or whatever, straight sticking is the idea that you play single stroke roll for your 16th notes. 1 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And if you have rhythms that contain 16th notes but miss some out, like for example 1 and, straight sticking is just you take away the stick that would have played the missing quote unquote note. So 1 E and remember, is the basic principle. So 1 E and is right, left, right. In the same way, 1 and would be right, right, left. 1 and that left stick that would have played E isn't there. So in this case, 3 right, left. You're taking out the left, right in the middle. This is a brilliant habit to get into. Just on this particular drum fill, if this is new to you, like this will be confusing. But this, anyway, straight sticking, if we're having sessions, ask me about it. It's a beautiful thing to get your head around. If you're following grade courses, we generally do straight sticking right from the start because it's just such a brilliant method for quickly being able to see rhythms and play them. And you will sometimes still deviate from that sticking, but it's a amazing, I think, default mode sticking to have. And when you quickly see these rhythms or hear them, you're able to play them back quickly. You've got one go-to way of playing them. So right, left, right. Again, if you want to spend more time with that, ask me about straight sticking. Okay, next verse. It's top of the second page if you're on the chart. So it's same as the first verse, including the offbeat tom-tom hits there in the fourth bar. But then this great moment leading us into the second chorus. So 1 and 2. So hi-hat and kick on 1. This is bar 32 on the chart. And then a build-up, P to F, a crescendo, piano to forte, and 2 and 3 and 4. Now on the and of beat 4, we've got an eighth note that's got 2 slashes through it. Slashes mean you play twice as many notes, each of which are half the value. So the first slash would turn that eighth note into 2 16th notes. The second slash turns the eighth note into 4 32nd notes, which I'm playing as double strokes here. I think that's the idea. It certainly sounds like that. You could do it as very fast singles, but in this case, it has a lighter, smoother feel. I think it was played as double strokes. So right, right, left, left. 1 and 2 and 3. Right. And that all takes place on the and of beat 4. If you leave it out, if your doubles aren't there yet, you're not at that point, that's completely fine. But that's what that is. It's a really cool moment. Chorus is really similar to before. This is the second chorus now. So 2 things of note here. One is... or 2 things that stand out the most anyway. One is the change to snare drums on the beat all the way through the second to last bar. It's a bit like a Motown type of Stax beat, isn't it? Which is kind of fun. And it sets up this fill. Again, I'm not concerning myself with the actual exact tom-toms here. It's just a higher to a lower tom. So it's the last 2 bars of the chorus. All right. Okay, cool. We're now into the guitar solo, which is like a verse. So a couple of things which are cool here. One is the open hi-hats that come in with the snare. I think it's kind of cool. When the guitar solos come in, there's often just a bit more room, isn't there? Because obviously one of our main thoughts on drums is when the singing is in, we don't want to clash with the singer. We don't want to be playing too much and detracting from the singing. When the singing is out, we can just offer a bit more. So it just gives it a lift. That's really nice. And then this fill at bar 48, I actually made one tweak to this because I just thought it sounded good. I wasn't sure if the chart was right or not. And that was in the bit that goes ba-ba-da-bum. I stuck a bass drum at the end for a classic like bucket of fish. This is the fill at the bar 48, like I say. Again, I can only repeat, I'm not concerning myself with the exact toms. Is the start. 1 and 2 and 3 and 40 and So one time again, it's top of the guitar solo. Then we go to the ride bell for the next bit of the guitar solo. So just elevates it a bit more. Again, it just has that sense of progressing, going to the ride. That has a nice little reference to that moment with the Motowny bit I talked about before, with the snare drum coming in on all 4 beats of the bar. That comes back a couple of times. It's quite nice. Let's keep moving. There's still quite a bit of songs to go. Then you've got like a more of a broken down verse. It's the top of the 3rd page on the chart. Goes like this. So, top of that 3rd verse, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. There's a lot going on here, isn't it? Let's face it, key moments are the bit, I would say, at the start of that 3rd bar that goes 1 and 2. Whole band in sync there. Really key bits. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Build up. So here, that little note with the slash through, I've interpreted that as just like that's going to be 1 diddle or 1 bounce double stroke. So from the big build up, 3 and 4 and 1. That's the trickiest little bit, hard to sum up in a video like this, quite frankly. But that's the most important bit, I would say, is the 1 in that 3rd bar, and then in the 3rd bar of the next line as well. Bar 63. Then you've got a double chorus, which is a dropout, but it's got a random hit on beat 2 of the 1st bar, like a double tom hit. I've actually notated it as open hi-hat. I think I hit it as crashes, but whatever. Let's do it as open hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, big crashes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we come in with this tom-tom thing, 69. Is that it's marked double chorus, like the dropout chorus. That big tom-tom hit on the 2 is interesting, isn't it? I'm not sure what's going on there. It's almost like the drummer thought it was going to go into like that stadium rock thing when it goes. And you'd be like, come on, let me see your hands, you know. And then she was like, no, we're not doing that. And it was like, oh, okay. We just sort of, I don't know. It's an interesting moment. Those ones, remember in those days, tape, they were recording to tape and tape was expensive. So if you made stuff, a little mistake like that, but it wasn't like deadly or what's the word, wasn't critical, they kind of probably just went with it. It sounds a bit like he thought it was going to go into that, but then he very quickly realised that everyone's dropped out. I could be wrong. It sounds like it though, doesn't it? 1, 2, nope. Anyway, then you've got your build up again at bar 69. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dynamic build up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and big fill on the snare drum, bass drum 4 on the floor, nice bit of straight sticking. 1, 2, and 3. That's bar 72. Okay, back to a normal on the ride cymbal type of vibe here for the second half of this double chorus. So similar to normal, including the, again, that snare drum and all 4 beats making a comeback. But then this is at the last bar of this double chorus. Bar 80 on the chart, and here we've got some nice pushes, and this is a theme that now continues through the rest of the tune. revisiting a theme from earlier in the song, also from yesterday's little video, that idea of hitting on the offbeats of the and of 3 and the and of 4. Again. Now into the outro, that theme continues. So what's happening in the outro is you're playing like a bar of groove, but those 2 cymbal pushes at the end each time. So I'll go slower now from 81. 1 and 2 which is a flam. 4 last time. Big fill. And then slowing down on those final hits. 3 and 4. Here just means you do a big roll, make a big noise. It all gets a bit silly on charts at this point, doesn't it? Because it's just a rock and roll finish. Don't worry too much about the finer details. He's basically playing a bit of cymbals, roll around your tom-toms, nice single stroke roll around the toms. And a big hit at the end to finish. So again, charts just get a bit daft when it comes to those big drum kit falling downstairs, bloke knocking down a shed finishes on tunes. Tell you what I'll do. I'll play from where it comes in after the second half of the double chorus, the bit where we're on the ride cymbal. I'll play from there to the end, nice and slow. I'll count along. So starting at 73 on your chart. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Snare, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Like I say, whatever you want to do, especially if you're playing this live, whatever you want to do at the end, just have some fun, roll around the kit. So I hope that's helpful. One other thing I meant to say actually earlier about the ride bell is they've done another thing on the chart where they've kind of tried to notate which ones are the ride bell versus which are regular hits. I really, really, really wouldn't worry about that. I would say do what I suspect the drummer was doing in the first place, which is just like aim for the ride bell. And if you get a bit of variation, that's actually cool. Like that's actually like what you want. Like you don't want it to be perfectly. Or you just want it to be, like you want that bit of nuance. You want that bit of like that sense of a musician playing it. So I really, really don't try and learn every single which is on the bell, which isn't. It's like in the chorus, they've kind of tried to notate it out. I really wouldn't lose any sleep over that. I don't think that's what the drummer was thinking in the first place, personally. If you want to, I'm not going to stop you, but I personally did not and would not try to pick out every single one of those. I just play the thing like a human being. Hope that helps. Hope these talk-throughs are useful. Let me know. I never really know. I was sort of sitting here for half an hour waffling along. Let me know if they're useful. If you got this far in the video, let me know because I'd really appreciate it. Obviously, they do take a bit of time to do. I'm happy to do them if people like them, if people genuinely find them useful. I think I would if I was learning, although I'm sort of conscious about on these videos that a lot of the stuff I'm saying is also like general skills stuff. So I still think my age-old advice on this channel is still my best advice, which is like, don't stress about songs, like focus your learning on skills, like learn the drums and the songs will sort of come to you. All of these things, like I'm talking about straight sticking, I'm talking about bucket of fish, I'm talking about, different rudiments, talking about how it works when you got the slashes through the note stems, all stuff that if you just learned the drums, right, and followed a nice graded course and had lessons and just worked hard and built your skills up, built yourself up, all of these things would come to you. So hopefully these talk-throughs are useful and shed some light on things. But yeah, I'm interested to know how you find them. Let me know how you find them. Thanks for watching as always. Amazing. I really appreciate you channel members so much. I really, really do. You're making this helping this channel so much, helping it grow and build up. I really appreciate your support. I hope you're enjoying it as well. And rock on. Catch up with you soon. Cheers.